Hey guys, thank you for tuning in again. We had so many requests for more information from Dan Fagan that we had to put another video together. And we enjoy spending time with Dan anyway. So stay tuned, and again, reach out if you have any further questions. We'll keep doing these for you. Thank you. What are you finding right now? Are you seeing that, you just said it's really picked up in restaurant sales?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
So it's an interesting thing because I don't want to say that I'm going to speak for here's the
market.
Here's the market and what we're doing, but
Right.
but I can say from my experience directly, the last time that I had the volume of calls that I'm getting currently for people that want to sell their businesses and the urgency that I'm getting behind those calls in how quickly they want to sell them. The last time that I experienced this was in 2008, and that was right before our market tanked.
Right.
And so I'm not seeing that in other major cities. In
Right.
fact, other major cities are quite healthy.
Right.
But I do think LA is, from my own little corner of the world, I do think LA is up for a large adjustment on both the retail and the restaurant side of things. There's a lot more vacancies coming on tap, and a lot of businesses are getting ready to be closed down and or they're losing their asses.
And why do you think that is? I mean, it's just really...
I mean, for the restaurant bar industry, there's a lot of new things that are coming in. California is hitting them certainly with the accelerated minimum wage increases. If you're in a city like Santa Monica, they're actually expediting that process to put it up to $15 per square foot,
By how
or
much?
excuse me, by an hour. I believe it's by 2020,
Okay.
whereas for the rest of the state, we're looking at sometime in like 2024, 25. So between that, there's new insurance mandates by the state of California that are forcing restaurant owners that typically wouldn't have been able to or wanted to provide health insurance to their people because it would quite frankly just put them out of business.
Right.
They're seeing the writing on the wall for that too, that they need to be ready to offer these insurances moving forward in the years to come, and a lot of people are just choosing it. It's just becoming more challenging to do business in Southern California.
They're saying that we're supposed to have such a population increase coming over the next, by 2028. Now, the report I read is a while ago, and it said an additional 10 million people. But, and I don't know that could happen, but let's say an additional 5 million people. There's going to be a need for these restaurants, but I don't know if it's going to be. That's going to be a tough one to really. The need is there, but you think it'll drive more restaurants open?
I think people are going to have to change. So
Right.
if you take 2000, the aughts and
Right.
the late 1990s, where we had a significant amount of high-end restaurants that were able to draw that crowd in, who were willing to have that extra disposable cash and have that fine dining experience. Well, since 2008, once the market tanked, the majority of them closed down.
Right.
One or two mainstays were able to hold on, but you haven't seen a rebound in the high-end marketplace for fine dining, or it's on a limited scale. So between that and the millennials of today who want faster, more organically focused, smaller plates, more fun, and less of a financial outlay of cash,
Right.
so the fine dinings aren't there anymore. Meanwhile, you have business owners that have to revamp their style of service.
Sure.
So when you have to have 10 staff employees on who are all going to be waiting tables on you, and they realize that they're all coming in at $15 an hour
It's tough.
in a few years from now, you're going to start seeing a lot more quick service casual concepts where people are going to go up to a counter, they're going to get an order from the line cook, get their number, and someone's going to run it out to them. So there's going to be a lot of changes. I agree with you with the growing population. People are still going to want to be able to have that fun and get out there,
Right.
but the competition is going to have to really up their game in order to do that.
Yeah, because what I was thinking is maybe the restaurant number doesn't really grow that much, but you've got all these delivery places now, Uber Eats and all these others, that maybe that's something these businesses are going to be able to capitalize on to help with this additional population, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it really remains to be seen. I've represented a lot of restaurant owners who have completely excelled on all the points. They had excellent food, reasonably priced, but when you're dealing with a lot of these mom and pops, unfortunately, even if you have the best product and the best ideas, there's only so many hours in the day where you can also be that brilliant social media person and the marketing person and be able to get the word out, which is really important today too. So people are failing more times than not because they're just inexperienced operators, and they come in with $1 and a dream, and then they realize that it's actually a full-on job and it's a lot of work. So that's always been since the beginning of time in the industry, but now when you're dealing with the social media and that the majority of your people that are out dining 2, 3, 4 times a week are demanding that they have some kind of social media connection with the places they're going. If you're not involved with that, it's going to hurt you.
Now, are you seeing that the restaurants that are struggling a bit are the newer restaurants, or they've been in business like 3 or 4 years, or the older restaurants and they just don't want to do it anymore and we're out of here?
Probably a good mix.
Combination.
Probably a good mix of both. I mean, there's a local Italian restaurant called Guido's over on West LA. They've been around, I want to say, since the early 1900s or 1930s or something like that, a really long time. And I could be misquoting, I don't know the exact time, I just know it's old school Italian, but it's been a family that's owned it for a long time, and they've just come out with a brand new campaign where they're now emailing, social media, blasting, everything, and they're getting more involved in that, and that's just, that's what you have to do. You're going to have to change with the times in order to excel. I've talked to a lot of longtime restaurant owners who are wanting to get out now because they remember the heyday when they were making big money in the 80s and 90s. And now they got to reinvent the wheel, and they're just not up for it. So, but to start the process, you need to pick up the phone and call somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, because a lot of these deals are off market anyway, right? So they're not going to be able to get to them. So okay. Well, again, we're going to put Dan's contact information at the bottom. So please reach out, and thank you for tuning in.